Shalom, Makim, Wa'akwaf. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to all the fellow laborers of the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Scattered through all the four corners of the earth, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. In the quote, Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, an only evil, behold, is come. And so knowing the times that we're coming into, we're coming into perilous times. So, what must we do? Give our mind to the law of the Most High. All right, be occupied in the meditation. All right, seeking out the wisdom of the ancient and being preoccupied in prophecy, because prophecy is speaking like no other time before. All right, and we have the sure words of prophecy, which we must, push at the forefront of this ministry. All right, and I want to do a response to maybe the first minute and 20 seconds of this video, because Lisa Haven, she said a lot within this, little minute of her video, and she basically just gave you a rundown of all the calamities, all the things that are happening in the earth under this current wicked rulership. All right, and these are major things that are happening in the world that people are either choosing to ignore or they're oblivious because they're so caught up in their own vanity and their own pleasures that they really can't see what's going on. They got their head in the sand. All right, but like the scriptures say, we're not in sleep. We're not in darkness as others. All right, let us therefore not sleep as do others. All right. Now I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna pause it with each point that she makes. I want to pause it and then we just gonna hit the scriptures. All right, because all these series of events that are taking place was all prophesied. And we're gonna always stress this, man. All right, that's why no other book in the history of man can compare to the Holy Scriptures. That's why it says in Isaiah 34 and 16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. For no one of these shall fail, and none shall want her mate. All right, meaning what? These prophecies are not going to fail. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi, everyone. Lisa Haven here. Well, an evil far greater than the COVID-19 pandemic is now striking all across the globe. And like clockwork, the mainstream media is ignoring what's truly happening while giving all their attention and focus to COVID-19. Push that fear factor a little bit higher so you can continue to be locked down, mistreated, and have tyrannical rules and regulations over your lives. Well, I am not going to ignore some of the important stuff that needs to be shown to not only the American public, but the globe. And some of that includes the mass die-off of insects and animals.
So she said a mass die-off of insects and animals. What is that a sign of? Basically, the earth is languishing. The people, the beasts, they're all languishing with the earth. All right, who was the earth given into the hands of? Esau, the so-called white man. Esau, Edom. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You see? So everything is suffering because of who's in power. All right, let me get Proverbs 29:2. And it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And not even just the people, the animals, all right, the trees, the fowls of the air. Everything is groaning and mourning thanks to this damn devil. All right, now let me get Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24, verse 4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. Right now, basically, this world, this current world is vanishing because, like it says in Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. All right. Matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. Esau's world is vanishing away, and that's why the earth is in mourning, and that's why it's, weakened. The energy, all right, the natural order of things, it's all out of course. All right, let me get Second Ezra 6. All right, Second Ezra 6, verse 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning Esau, his kingdom, all right, is going to end, and that's when Jacob's rule is going to be ushered in. So right now we at the end of Esau's world, and we're in the midst of the Lord basically, tearing his kingdom down. The Lord is, the Lord said that he would rebuild and return and build the desolate places. But though he shall build, the Lord shall throw down. All right. So we're definitely at the end of Esau's world. Now let me jump down to verse 20. It says, and when the world, and this is Esau's world right now, that shall begin to vanish away, meaning what? Shall begin to fade away, shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. Meaning what? These signs are these wonders that we're witnessing. Are massive animals dying off, certain species ended up on an endangered species list, animals changing their places. You just had a coyote, strolling through the streets of Compton, man. I'm from Compton. I've never seen a coyote in that city, you know. So that lets you know that these times that we're in are being made manifest through these tokens. It says the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. And what books? The Bible. All right, the books are open, and we're breaking down the words of prophecy as they're happening, and we all are seeing it. Okay. So going back, it says the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away, and the haughty people of the earth do languish. And what does it mean to languish? It literally means to wax weak or to become feeble. Or you look at the word, the Hebrew word is aimal, and it says to be weak, to droop, to languish, to be exhausted. The earth is exhausted. The people are exhausted. The animals are exhausted. All right. And let's go to Hosea 4:3. And it says, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish. And that's talking about the people. The strength of the people, has decreased, for the past, few hundred years. We've been on a downward spiral. Our lifespan has been shortened. Our strength has been reduced. It says with the beast of the field. So even the animals, they're being wasted away. And with the fowls of heaven, the birds, dying off. It says, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. And you have, massive fish kills all around the world. So that's the conditions of the world right now. These are the things that are taking place. That's why I started with Ezekiel the 7th chapter, man. Evil has come. Okay. So she said a lot in this little clip right here, but it's not finished yet. I want to get a little more out of it.
Major decline in infertility rates in the human species. No joke on that one. And I've got
So that's another sign. That's another indication that everything is languishing and fading out. All right, lower fertility rate, and that's because of the foods that we're eating. That's because of this technology, this the advancement and growing of technology. It's affecting our fertility, man. These cell phones that we got, all the electromagnetic radiation that we come across in our daily life, the processed foods, all right, the sexually transmitted diseases. Now, later on in this video, she brings out an article which describes how the state of man in this time is a lot less, meaning as far as our physical makeup and how we were at one point in time we were a lot stronger in the ancient world than we are today. All right, that shows you how far in decline humanity has fell. So let me jump forward. This is it right here when she starts to bring that out. Let me play it real quick.
oh, excuse me. There we go. And this is on dailymail.co.uk. How modern humans have become weaklings compared with our ancient ancestors, who could outrun and outlift even today's top athletes. So, in other words, we're becoming weaker and more fragile and more infertile. Interesting thing to be aware of, and start asking the question.
So, hey, that's the scriptures say what would happen to us, man. That's part of the earth languishing and fading away, along with the people, the animals, the fowls of the air, the fishes. All right, now let me go to Second Esdras, the fourth chapter, and let's go down to verses 26 and 27. It says, "Then answered he me," and this is Ezra speaking to the angel. I believe it was Uriel. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. And this reminds me of when it says in Ecclesiastes that when you increase wisdom, you increase sorrow, man. The more you search out things and the more you know, the more you start to become, bitter, you know. And that's why we hasten for the coming of the day of the Lord, man. Where is a new heaven and a new earth? All right, we hasten to inhabit those new bodies. You know, that's that redemption that we're earnestly desiring, man, to become the sons of the Most High on the earth. Because we stuck in these death traps you call bodies, man. We're under the bondage of corruption, the chains of darkness, man. And we have to suffer as long as we in these fleshly bodies, man. Getting all type of illnesses and sicknesses. We get weak. Sometimes you get unmotivated. You get lazy at times. It wasn't that way in the ancient world, man. It says, "For the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come," i.e., those new bodies. All right, the bodies that we will have that will be unperishable, incorruptible, that don't get tired, it doesn't get weak. All right, that doesn't suffer any illnesses, that don't feel pain. Can't comprehend that, man. Can't die. It says, "For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities." And it's full of that because, wickedness has, grown. Corruption has increased. All right. So let me go from there. And I want to go to Psalms 90 real quick, because going back to the time of the flood, this was when the Lord, brought down our lifespan on the earth. The sons of God, we was able to live hundreds, of years. We lived almost up to 1,000 years old. And then, when the Lord got, angry with us, he said that, he would no longer strive with man. So he said that, basically, we would live up to 120 years. And then from that point on, all the way to now, it has since then reduced from that. It went from 120 years down to, let's go to it, Psalms 90 and verse, let me go down. That Psalms 90 and 9 through 10 says, "For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. The days of our years are 60 years and 10." All right, when you break this down, score represents 20, so 3 times 20, that's 60 years, and 10, so that's 70 years. So that's the average. All right, and it's even worse than that now. In this time, men, a lot of the, especially Israelite men, they're not living half these years, man. Jake dropping dead at 30 something, 40 years, man, due to underlying issues, health complications. Because Jake diet is all messed up. Jake cramming all type of GMOs and chemicals into their frame, not taking care of their bodies, man, not having to care of their diet. And then you got the other factors that that factors in on that, you know. But as far as living out our years on earth, the Lord had reduced it. So from the time of Noah, you know, where he reduced it down to 120 years, now it's down to 70 years. And it says, and if by reason of strength they be fourscore years, meaning 80 years, yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off and we fly away. Meaning you still end up dying. Okay? And it's a curse to grow old in this current setup, you know. And that's why it even says that in Ecclesiastes, seek the Lord in your youth, while the evil days come not. Because this world is languishing and is fading out. It's suffering, man. It's getting exhausted. Okay? And it even tells you that even younger men in this time would even be weak. Let me go to that in Isaiah. Isaiah 40 and 30. Yeah, it says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. And that explains a lot, man. Jake in they, 20s, they late teens and 20s, and still, are weak. You know, she brought out the article, man, how modern humans have become weaklings compared with our ancient ancestors who could outrun and outlive today's top athletes. All right, so comparing with the ancient world, man, these athletes that you have today, they're weak in comparison. You know, I mean, I can think of some dudes, guys like John Jones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might he's considered a mighty man, but compared to the average man in the ancient world, dude is a weakling. You see? So anyway, and I'll read the next verse because this is something to look forward to. Uh, 31 it says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength; they shall mount up with wings as eagles; they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." And that's talking about when we're changing the twinkling of an eye. We're gonna be able to have the ability to fly, man. All right, this is what the angel meant when he said, "And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to them that love him." All right, hey, you're gonna be flying, man. Are you gonna be able to run and take off like Superman or like these superheroes? And you ain't gonna have to stop for fuel. You ain't gonna have to, get you some Gatorade or some Powerade, some electrolytes before you go and take off. All right. But that just goes to show you we have, things to look forward to because, the conditions of the world now, you know, this shit is not forever, man. But it's right now, everything is in ruins. So we have nothing to look forward to but the end of this man's society, man. This devil's rulership being brought down. That way, these things will come. All right. So let's go back. And let's listen again.
Well, I am not going to ignore some of the important stuff that needs to be shown to not only the American public, but the globe. And some of that includes the mass die off of insects and animals, a major decline in infertility rates in the human species. No joke on that one. And I've got massive statistics to show you on that. And also, how about the riots and protests that are taking place and have been for the past couple of years?
We all know what that is. Let's go to I'm gonna go to the one in Luke 21. Let me get this. This is Luke 21 verse 9. It says, "But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by." So this is another sign you're gonna hear of wars, report of wars, which you already have proxies happening all throughout the Middle East right there. Because that's the Lord gathering the nations together for the war of Armageddon. And they've been stationed over there for the past, 3, 4 decades. It says and commotions is dealing with disorder, okay? Tumults.
Strong's G 181, akatastasia, akatastasia.
And it says instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion. And that's basically, dealing with your protests and your riots. All right. And that's what you've been seeing the past few years worldwide. Because the wicked are in power. That's why the people are mourning. Let's go to the one in Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. Second Ezra 9 and verse I'll start 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand at this very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." So you shall see earthquakes in diverse places and uproars, instability, man, of the people in the world, and that's what she just mentioned. So she said a lot in this little clip here, man. These are things that are happening now on the earth, and they're only increasing. Now let's keep going a little more.
By radical Antifa and BLM members, and of course, the millions of job losses here in the United States of America that are crippling our country and leading us down a path of destruction. I've got.
Oh, let's get Isaiah 19 and 15. Shalakia, yep. Isaiah 19 and 15, it says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. All right, and that's you can correspond this with Ecclesiastes 12, where it talks about the grinding is going to cease. Ecclesiastes 12 and 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right, and that's what's happening. The grinding is ceasing. The elder apostle Tahar had, did a video on it, man. All right, these different businesses, they all have been forced to shut down because of this pandemic psyop. It caused a lot of people to get laid off, you know, and now, you know, it's even more. I just recently heard that Fry's is finna shut down all their branches all over the country. So no more Fry's. You know, where you can get your electronics and stuff like that. They shutting everything down, man. All right. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. All right. There's not much work out there. All right. And that's, you know, destroying the economy, because we already know that he's trying to create this great reset. So that means that they have to destroy, you know, this current social economic structure and make the transition into a new one. All right. And they're making it to where everybody's going to have to be dependent upon, you know, the government. You see? So all these things are happening, man. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. I shouldn't even have to talk on that. Y'all already know. All right. The daughters of music being brought low, man. This current generation's music is the reason why, you know, you see the morality rate is at an all-time low amongst our people. You know, it's the reason why a lot of these men are dying left and right, killing each other left and right, plotting evil against each other. All right, so that's, you know, that's another sign that we're out of here, man. We're almost up out of here. All right, but anyway, let me finish this out and then we'll close out.
So much information to detail with you guys, but before I do,
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So she said a lot in just this little minute clip right here, all pertaining to what prophecies say would happen. All right, then let me get Ezekiel 12 and 26 through 28. And it says, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesied of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power. And with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Wakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who well, peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.